Anxiety can feel like a constant, unwelcome companion. It's that low hum of worry in the background of our busy lives that can spike into a roar without any warning. People try everything to manage it. Meditation. Exercise, breathing techniques. But what if one of the most powerful tools wasn't something you had to learn, but something you could just listen to? What if I told you that a team of scientists identified a kind of secret weapon in the fight against stress? A single 8-minute song that, in one study, was found to reduce anxiety by an incredible 65%. That's a more significant drop than many other methods, and it comes with no side effects. Today, we're going to do more than just tell you the name of that song. We'll explore the science of sound and figure out how certain rhythms and frequencies can physically calm your mind and body. We'll look at the landmark study that made this discovery and break down exactly what makes this one track so powerful. This is the story of the most relaxing song in the world. A 65% reduction in anxiety just from a song. It sounds almost too good to be true, doesn't it? But this wasn't some casual observation. It was the result of a study by MindLab International, where researchers recruited 40 participants for an experiment. They were asked to solve difficult puzzles against a clock, which is a reliable way to get heart rates, blood pressure, and stress levels up. As they worked, they were connected to sensors measuring all of this in real time while listening to a range of different songs. As the playlist went on, the researchers just watched the data. Heart rates went up and down, breathing changed. But then, one particular song came on, and the results were unlike anything else they tested. Participants' overall anxiety plummeted by 65%. Their resting physiological rates, things like heart rate and blood pressure, dropped by an average of 35%. The effect was so profound that researchers said it produced a greater state of relaxation than any other music they had ever tested. So, what is this track? It's called Weightless by the British ambient band Marconi Union. And the most fascinating part is that its calming effect wasn't an accident. It was scientifically engineered to be relaxing. Marconi Union didn't just stumble into writing a relaxing tune. They worked directly with sound therapists from the British Academy of Sound Therapy to compose a piece of music based on proven scientific principles. They were essentially engineering a state of calm. Let's break down what makes Weightless so effective. First, and maybe most important, is the tempo. The song starts at a steady 60 beats per minute, or BPM. That's important because it's around the same as an adult's average resting heart rate. Then, over its 8-minute runtime, the tempo gradually slows down to around 50 BPM. This triggers a phenomenon in the body called entrainment. Your heart rate naturally wants to sync up with a strong external rhythm. So, as the music slows, your heart rate follows, leading you into a physical state of calm. Liz Cooper, the founder of the British Academy of Sound Therapy, explains that it takes about 5 minutes for this process to really take hold, which is why the song's length is also a critical part of its design. But it's not just about the tempo. The second key is the melody, or more accurately, the lack of one. Think about your favorite song. It has a structure you know, a chorus you can predict. Your brain is actively engaged, trying to anticipate what's coming next. Weightless, on the other hand, has no repeating melody. It's a flowing soundscape of chimes, piano, and natural sounds that never settles into a predictable loop. Since your brain can't guess what's next, it stops trying. It gives up that active listening process, which allows it to switch off and relax. Instruments are also chosen very deliberately. The song is a rich blend of low frequencies, soft harmonies, and soothing sounds that feel both otherworldly and grounding, almost like the sounds of nature. So, we know Weightless was designed to work, and the study showed that it did. But what is actually happening in your brain when you listen? How does sound turn into a feeling of peace? It all starts with our nervous system, which has two main modes: the fight or flight response and the rest and digest state. When you're anxious, your fight or flight system is working overtime. Calming music like Weightless helps activate the rest and digest system, which is what signals to your body that it's safe to relax. One of the most immediate effects is a drop in cortisol, the body's main stress hormone. High cortisol is linked to anxiety and all sorts of other health issues. Multiple studies have shown that listening to calming music can significantly lower cortisol levels. The carefully arranged harmonies and bass lines in Weightless were specifically designed to help lower blood pressure and cortisol. At the same time, Listening to music you enjoy can trigger the release of feel-good chemicals like dopamine and serotonin in your brain. Brain imaging studies have shown that music stimulates the same reward centers as things like food or exercise. This creates a sense of well-being that actively fights back against the biochemical feelings of stress. Sound also has a direct influence on our brain waves. Our brains operate at different frequencies depending on our mental state. Beta waves are for active thinking, while alpha and theta waves are for relaxation and meditation. Music with a tempo around 60 BPM, like the start of Weightless, can help sync your brain to alpha waves, which are associated with a calm but alert state. As the music slows and becomes more hypnotic, it can guide the brain toward an even deeper state of relaxation. It's incredible that sound can have such a direct, measurable effect on our biology. If this kind of science-backed wellness fascinates you, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. We're always exploring how science can give us tools for a healthier mind. And please, share in the comments what music you listen to when you need to relax. Your recommendation might just be the one that helps someone else find their own Weightless. While Weightless holds the title for the most relaxing song from that specific study, the ideas behind it can be applied to a whole world of sound therapy. The science doesn't just point to one song, but to universal qualities in sound that help us feel calm. For centuries, cultures around the world have used sound for well-being, from the chants and yogic traditions to the didgeridoos of Australian Aborigines. Modern sound healing builds on this ancient wisdom, using instruments like tuning forks and singing bowls to create vibrations that are thought to rebalance the body. Since the human body is mostly water, it's a great conductor for these vibrations, which can help release physical tension. You can use these same principles to build your own anti-anxiety playlist. Look for music with some of the key features of Weightless. 1. Slow tempo. Aim for music in the 5,070 BPM range. Lots of classical soft piano and ambient tracks fit this. Slow tempo music is consistently shown to reduce heart rate and muscle tension. 2. Instrumental focus. Music without words is often more relaxing because it doesn't engage the language parts of your brain, allowing your mind to drift instead of focusing on a story. 3. Nature sounds. The use of natural soundscapes in Weightless wasn't random. Sounds like rain or flowing water can be deeply calming to our primal brains, signaling safety. 4. Binaural beats. This is a newer type of sound therapy where two slightly different frequencies are played in each ear, and your brain perceives are played in each ear, and your brain perceives a third, pulsing beat. Different frequencies are said to guide your brain into different states, with some studies suggesting they can be effective for anxiety. But here's a crucial point some experts make. Personal preference really matters. While Weightless worked for most people in the study, music is deeply personal. A song that one person finds incredibly soothing, another might just find boring. The most relaxing music will always be whatever works for you. In our constant search for a little peace in a very noisy world, it turns out the answer might just be finding the right kind of noise. The story of Weightless is more than just a piece of trivia. It's a powerful reminder of the deep physical link between sound, our brains, and our emotions. The MindLab International study gave us a stunning piece of data, a 65% reduction in anxiety from one 8-minute song. It showed us how a perfectly constructed soundscape, with its slowing tempo and lack of repetition, can literally guide our bodies into a state of deep relaxation. It slows our heart rate, changes our brainwaves, and quiets the storm of stress hormones. But the bigger takeaway is that we all have the power to use sound as a tool. Whether it's the scientifically designed calm of Weightless, a gentle piano piece, the sound of rain, or your favorite ambient track, you can build your own audio sanctuary. You can create a playlist that works as a reliable escape hatch for your mind on those really stressful days. The science is clear. Music isn't just entertainment. It can be medicine. And the most relaxing song in the world might be one you haven't even discovered yet. So go explore, listen closely, and find the sounds that bring you back to center.